back to the Pacific Division race. It'll be Drexler and the Blazers, KJ and the Suns when we come back to Phoenix. Phoenix, Arizona, the Valley of the Sun, the 78th consecutive sellout at the Arizona Veterans Memorial Coliseum. Here are the matchups. Kersey and Williams at forwards for the Blazers. Duckworth, the center, he's been struggling. The high-scoring Drexler in the backcourt along with the point guard Terry Porter. For the Suns, Tom Chambers playing well the last couple of weeks. Tim Perry, Lang, Johnson, and Hornacek, who is the Suns' leading scorer on the season. Rick Adelman is the Blazer coach in his 4th season, and Cotton Fitzsimmons in his 19th year as the head coach of the Suns, 7th winningest NBA coach of all time. Should be a fast-paced game up and down the floor. Tom Hammond and Steve Jones with you from Phoenix.
We will get an indicator right away what the game plan is for Kevin Johnson and the Phoenix Suns. They'd like to see him penetrate. Terry Porter's job will be to make him a perimeter player.
Portland trailing Golden State by only a half game in the Pacific. The Suns 1 game out as Hornacek dribbles it off his leg. Phoenix with a turnover on his first possession. Unusual for Jeff Hornacek, who's having the best year of his career so far. Terry Porter guarded by Kevin Johnson. The 2-point guard should be a great matchup to watch. Duckworth, Lang has him. Backing his way in, the left-hand hook goes, and Portland breaks on top. Joel Myers is with us today on the sideline. Joel?
Tom, what are the key confrontations to look for early at the point guard spot? Terry Porter, the Portland Trailblazers, matching up with KJ. Kevin Johnson of the Phoenix Suns. KJ, the great penetrator, one of the best in the NBA. Terry Porter, on the other hand, outstanding perimeter player, good distributor. When I asked Terry Porter about that matchup earlier today, he said, you've got to remember, I also see Tim Hardaway, the Golden State Warriors, regularly in the Western Conference, just like John Stockton of the Utah Jazz. Stiff competition all the way up and down the Western Conference. A point well taken, Tom.
All right, Joel. Cotton Fitzsimmons over at the scorer's table. Buck Williams was involved in a little confrontation or something. Steve, they got a warning. Did you figure out what exactly was going on?
Double technical on Williams and Chambers. What happened on the exchange down at the other end, it was pushing and shoving. There were words exchanged by both players, and the officials come back as they want to try to get this game under control.
So double technical early. Williams and Chambers. Hornacek off the back of the rim. Drexler on the rebound for the Blazers. Porter fires just inside the 3-point arc and rebounded by Tim Perry of the Phoenix Suns. Tom Chambers.
One of the things that Portland has to do against the Phoenix Suns is be able to stay close early. So they've got to be able to match them basket for basket. The problem that Phoenix has always had in close ball games, they have struggled. They're one of the best front-running teams in the NBA, and their history against Portland is once they get on top, they steamroll.
Porter penetrates and draws the foul from Andrew Lang. Lang, one of the new faces in the Suns lineup. He's in his 4th season, a second-round draft choice out of Arkansas, who gives him an intimidating force inside. In fact, he's 6th in the NBA in block shots.
Lang and Perry can both go to the ball, so the Trailblazers, in their attempts to penetrate, have to be aware of where those people are coming from. That means when they leave their man, someone's going to be available for an easy opportunity.
Rick Adelman's Blazers got off to a slow start this season after that heartbreaking loss in the Western Finals against the Lakers, but have begun to play well. They have won their last 4 games in a row. Included in those wins, hostile court victories at Cleveland and New York. KJ, there's the penetration, got it in, added foul. Jerome Kersey with a foul.
It's a tough assignment. Kevin Johnson has to be made a perimeter player. Kersey runs at him, doesn't get there in time, and as Porter comes at him, he gets a piece of him going by. Kevin Johnson will have a chance for a 3-point play. But what broke the play down was the quick return from Tom Chambers to Kevin Johnson. No one was covering. You're better to give him the jump shot than to see him get inside and either make the 3-point play or give someone a dunk.
KJ does complete the 3-point play. Been an NBA All-Star in the last 2 years and gives Phoenix a 2-point edge. Drexler slipped but got rid of it. Wide open shot, Kersey, rebounded by Lang. Chambers looking for help, gets it to Hornacek straight away. Checked by Clyde Drexler, the two leading scorers matched up against each other. Tim Perry works his way in. The jump hook won't go, but he'll step to the line for two.
An aggressive Tim Perry. We saw Tim Perry play on Friday night against Sacramento, and he did not get his hands on the ball, and when he got it, he didn't look to score. One of the things that's helped Cotton out is the fact that he can score when he attacks the basket, and also he's a very good defender who he believes can guard the best player on any team, and we will probably see him at some point this afternoon guarding Drexler. Drexler gives the Suns all kinds of fits.
Perry earned that starting spot with his defense in his fourth year out of Temple. Has more than tripled his minutes, points, and rebounds from a season ago. Been a real find for Cotton Fitzsimmons and the Suns. Biggest lead for Phoenix.
Looking for Drexler, that means he's going to draw some people. Kevin Johnson steals.
KJ with a steal and the pass to Chambers to the hoop. Blocked, but a foul. Kersey blocked it, but Portland called for the foul. Duckworth will have his first.
They post up Drexler, and they know that he's going to get some double teams. Kevin Johnson comes from the blind side. Drexler never saw it. They get the ball back, and down at the other end, it is Tom Chambers challenging the defense of Kevin Duckworth. Kersey makes the block. The call is down below on Duckworth.
Tom Chambers has been the leading scorer for the Suns 2 of the last 3 years, but had some nagging injuries to start this season, got off to a very slow start, and became upset when his fourth quarter minutes were drastically down. It was Perry and Marley on the wings in the fourth quarter, and he and Cotton Fitzsimmons discussed it, but the last 2 weeks, Chambers has been coming back. Oh! Drexler got open underneath. First two for the high-scoring Clyde Drexler, averages 25 a game, fifth in the league scoring. Hornacek, that's his first bucket.
That's the key right there. Kevin Johnson breaking down the Trailblazer defense, then creating. Drexler comes back on his own, doesn't get the shot to go in.
Almost got the roll. Clyde the Glide, up to his nickname with that move. He'll step to the line.
The first time down, they were able to get Drexler the ball, but he couldn't do any business with it. The second time, they come back, a quick pass side, inside, and he scores. Drexler looking to create penetration, splits the seam. You see the hands of Perry and Lang, but not in time, but he does not get the ball to go in.
Hornacek was called for his first foul. There's Clyde Drexler, 5 times an NBA All-Star, and on his way again this season. He's the leading vote-getter in the West. Drexler's free throws make it a 4-point game. Johnson.
That's where you want to see Kevin Johnson, and you want to see him take that quick shot. And out of that, the Trailblazers have to do this. They have to run.
Kersey, filling a lane and getting quickly down court, is fouled by Lang. Number 2 on Andrew Lang.
Fouls number 28, Andrew Lang, his second.
When the Trailblazers are in the open court, they are the most dangerous team in the NBA. Lang, who has the ability to block shots and will try to get to every one, gets a piece of Jerome Kersey.
Kersey misses the free throw. Mark West set to come into the game. West was the former starter at center for the Suns until the development of Lang. And after picking up his second personal, Lang sits down.
Similar players, but with different abilities. Lang can go out on the floor and guard people. They're both shot blockers. Mark West is better at guarding a player like Kevin Duckworth when he stays at home down on the box.
Played almost 3 minutes of the first quarter. Johnson guarded quickly by Williams, who came to double team. And KJ head of the circle to Hornacek. Drexler close on him. Here's Perry. Tim Perry was Atlantic 10 Player of the Year in his days at Temple, but has arrived this season as a pro.
Buck Williams wants to get a chance to go one-on-one against Perry. We'll find out whether he's able to get anything done. Missed that shot.
Perry had a hand in his face. West with a rebound, and KJ in the front court. KJ goes down, so did Terry Porter. The foul call will go against the Trailblazers. Terry Porter.
Along the way in your matchups, which are tough ones, you have to have a little luck. And it looked as though Kevin Johnson pushed off. He goes down to the floor after the spin, and they call a trip against Terry Porter. Their feet just got tangled up, and this time Kevin Johnson gets the benefit of the doubt.
Porter's first foul. Suns leading 13-8. There's the shooting so far. Suns lighting it up for their first 6. Chambers on the floor. Out of bounds. Last hit by Porter. The Suns will get it back.
Portland, through the years, has been the better rebounding team, and Cotton has emphasized 2 things in this ball game: defense and rebound. We'll see if the Suns can continue to get second shots after the first miss.
Phoenix out rebounding Portland 5-1 in the early going. Here's a steal. Drexler. Porter. Reach-in foul. Jeff Hornacek of Phoenix. That's his second.
Tremendous play by Kevin Johnson to cut off Clyde Drexler. Drexler gets by him. He's in the air, and something bad is going to happen above the rim. He cuts him off. Terry Porter gets the basketball. Hornacek with a hand check. Hornacek picks up his second personal foul. He's always had trouble against Portland and Drexler, but the same is true for Dan Marley. Marley has strength, but his strength is neutralized by Drexler.
Buck Williams fell out of bounds. The ball awarded to the Suns, and KJ tried to wrestle it away from Buck. Finally got it. Marley is in the game, replacing Hornacek, who picked up his second foul. Marley, a year ago, runner-up by only 1 vote to Detlef Schrempf for the 6th man award in the NBA. Williams with a block and a foul, as Perry made a baseline move. That'll be the second foul on Buck.
The key for Buck Williams is now to maintain his composure. He thought he got fouled at the other end, didn't get it. You see Tim Perry extend, looks as though he gets all of the ball right there. The Suns get Tim Perry on the line. The Trailblazers have to make an adjustment. Williams with the second, he's going to have to leave the game as Hornacek did. Cliff Robinson will come in.
Tim Perry at the line for the Suns.
Number 3, Cliff Robinson into the Blazers lineup.
Cliff Robinson into the game. This is a record for Portland for consecutive games played. Robinson in his 3rd season out of Connecticut.
Oh, there's the headband. Oh, there's the headband. It's about to come off his arm and onto his head.
There it goes. And we start with Red. We asked him yesterday what the formula was. He said, oh, you got to feel it. I don't know.
Big pass inside on the break, and they beat Tim Perry and the Suns, and they get an easy hoop.
Kersey finishes to draw the Blazers within 3. Chambers from outside. Rimmed out. And on the floor to the Blazers. Porter pops a 3. Back to the rim. To Perry, who threw it away. Through the pass behind Kevin Johnson, and the Suns will turn it over.
You don't want to be caught home run trotting, because this can happen to you. Tim Perry had missed 2 free throws, should have been the first guy back, got beat back by Kersey. They paid with an easy hoop.
Blazers down 3 with the ball. Just under 7 minutes left in the opening quarter from Phoenix. Robinson short on the shot. West all alone for the board. And the Suns show they can run. Perry, yes! Tim Perry leads all scorers. That was his 6th point, and the Suns again by 5.
In an up and down game, one of the keys is turnovers and taking care of the basketball. And the team that makes the fewest of those is certainly going to have a chance to prevail. They go back to a 2-man game, almost broken up by Marley.
Both coaches speaking yesterday about the keys to this game with 2 running teams said, no question, the team that has its transition game going will win this one. Approaching the midway point of the first quarter, the Suns leading the Trailblazers. Approaching the midway point of the first quarter, the Suns leading the Trailblazers by 5. Welcome back to Phoenix. You know, this has been a milestone weekend for the Phoenix Suns franchise. They beat Sacramento here Friday night, recording the 1,000th win for the franchise in the NBA. These T-shirts were printed up. I was almost tempted to hold it in front of your face, Steve, but no. 1,000 wins. for the Phoenix franchise. Did you ever play on a team that had 1,000 wins?
I've never seen a team with 1,000 wins.
You know, I'm tempted to ask you, you're not a candidate for a coaching job anywhere, are you?
Not in this lifetime. See, I sleep well. Look at Cotton. He didn't get much sleep last night, nor did Rick Adelman. Both of them thinking of ways to come up with a win to keep their streaks going.
You got to check these days about these commentators being coaches. Kersey shot blocked by Perry.
24 seconds shot.
And a 24-second violation for the Trailblazers. Good defense that time by Perry and the Suns.
Perry showing his ability to react to a player once he's in the air, got to that one as the Trailblazers were shooting with the shot clock at 2.
You know, Cotton Fitzsimmons and some of the Sun players talking to us said that the team had made a renewed commitment to defense. It's kind of hard to take them seriously when you see them running up and down the court as they do, but perhaps that is one of the reasons the Suns have won 6 in a row.
The Suns played a passing lane very well in their defensive scheme, and they got shot blocking of Perry and laying inside. Perry turns that one over. The Trailblazers have to run the basketball. They have to continue to challenge in order to stay in the game. Took Robinson.
He challenged Chambers but couldn't hit, and a rebounding foul will go against Dan Marley of the Suns.
Loose ball foul on number 9, Dan Marley. His first.
Good aggressive defense by the Suns and Tim Perry right on top of that one. That's a shot clock violation. They come back and they get a foul against Dan Marley, putting Drexler on the line. But Marley is a player who can play 2 positions, and in this matchup with Drexler is more athletic, just as strong, so he has trouble, and the Suns have trouble trying to find someone to shut him down.
Clyde Drexler hits the first free throw and will have another as Marley picks up his first foul, and the Suns are over the limit. Drexler hits 2. 6 points for Clyde Drexler. It's a 3-point game. 2-man game. Johnson and Chambers flipped away by Drexler, but Marley picks it up.
That play was designed to get Kevin Johnson a different look, but still to go one-on-one against the clock.
Marley strides through the Portland defense to lay it in. First bucket. Drexler around Perry, and the helping defense was shot blocked by West, and then a foul. Good help by West to block the Drexler shot.
You see Marley right here, and he gets by Drexler and then just kind of casually lays it off the glass with the left hand. Drexler broke through the seam, and normally in that situation, he tried to throw it down. Mark West got a piece of it. He thought he got fouled. The Trailblazers end up with Robinson fouling Tom Chambers.
And at the line, Chambers, he has 4 points. He's hit his only 2 free throws. And now 3 for 3 at the strike.
With Chambers, his key is to get involved early. You see his scoring decline, but he scores early. His game picks up here in 91-92. He's had a very, very slow start. They're trying to get him well.
Chambers, a 4-time All-Star and MVP of the All-Star game back in '87. Biggest lead for the Suns. Duckworth for the Blazers. Duckworth with 4 penetration, dish it to the big guy. Baseline move, Kevin Johnson. He's fouled.
Stop and go. That's the key with Kevin Johnson. He gives you the initial idea that the penetration is stopped, then another quick burst, and he's at the basket. And what you got to do when he comes back is make him make that tough shot. Cliff Robinson went with it, tried to make the block. Kevin Johnson on the line.
Pair of fouls, as you see, on Robinson as KJ steps to the strike. Kevin Johnson in elite company as a member of the 2010 club, averaging 20 points and 10 assists for the season. KJ currently ranks among the NBA leaders. Number 3 in assists. He was number 3 at the end of the 89 and 90 seasons. There's a field goal shooting, and the Suns continue to outshoot the Blazers by a wide margin.
They're going to give Kevin Duckworth a chance to go one-on-one.
And Duckworth pays off with the jump hook. He has 6. Back to a 5-point lead. There's the penetration by Johnson. He couldn't finish it. Offensive board, still no good, and a strong rebound by the Blazers' Jerome Kersey.
teams really aggressive at the point of attack, and that really is the thing that initiates your defense, but they get the ball inside on a nice pass to Cliff Robinson. A control shot from him. He's got his first 2.
And with 4 minutes left, the Suns lead cut to 3. Chambers pulls up and scores.
Two-man play, and because Kevin Johnson is so good at penetration, they both react. That allows him enough time to get the ball to Tom Chambers. He cashes as we go to the break.
Back in Phoenix with the Suns leading the Trailblazers, coming in for Portland, a la Abdel Nabi. And you talk about life's embarrassing moments. Watch what happened in a game earlier this season. Adelman says to Abdel Nabi, go into the game. Taking off his warm-ups, taking off his T-shirt. Oh, no jersey. Allah back to the bench, and did he ever hear it from his teammates? Look at this. They could only shake their head, and finally, the embarrassment too much as Dukies all over the country hang their head in shame.
And the bad thing for him is they were in a near blowout situation. He did not get to make an appearance in that ball game. But what he brings to the Trailblazers is quickness around the basket, particularly at the offensive end.
Former Duke star and averaging 6 points and 4 boards a game for the Trailblazers in his second season as a pro. Duckworth. Porter draws the double team.
You see that Mark West jumps out, and that leaves Duckworth open. That will be one of the things that they will try to shut down all night. They've been burned back to back.
Duckworth has 8 points, and the Phoenix lead trimmed to 3.
Everyone in black breathes a sigh of relief when Kevin Johnson decides just to pass the ball. They're down against the shot clock. The ball's going to come over the top of the Trailblazer defense.
Marley with 2 on the shot clock launches a 3, no good. Drexler with a rebound. You saw that Phoenix has been substantially out-rebounding Portland. Duckworth, fans wanted to travel. The Blazers came into the game as the leading rebounding team in the NBA, but being whipped on the board so far. Porter got a step on KJ and laid it in. 3 points for Porter. Chambers in a hurry the other way. Nice dish for Marley.
No time to celebrate in either one of these teams. They're going to come back at you, and the real key is to be able to maintain your offensive pace without making mistakes. Both teams doing a good job here early.
Drexler got a screen, couldn't hit from outside, but Kersey with an offensive board. Blazers set it up. Porter double team for a moment. Drives and dishes. Duckworth partially blocked. Abdel Nabi pushed off to get the rebound. His first foul.
The Phoenix Suns quickly, after a made basket by the Trailblazers, attack Dan Marley over the rim with the left hand. So everyone has to get back on both teams. Otherwise, the result is something cheap and easy. Danny Ainge in the ball game,
replacing Terry Porter. Ainge, one of the Blazers that has struggled this season. They got off to a very slow start. Some personal tragedies. Buck Williams lost his mother, and Terry Porter's dad died, perhaps affecting their concentration at the start of the season.
Now, when Porter has that lathered-up look like a boxer, that means he's playing with intensity. He's playing good basketball. He has it now. He's out of the ball game. Ainge in. Chambers got to the line with a push underneath by Ala Abdel Nabi.
Chambers perfect at the line, 6 for 6. He has 10 points. 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Abdel Nabi tried to post up Chambers, and Chambers with a steal. 3-on-3 break. Chambers missed it. Taken by Kersey the other way. Kersey to the hoop, and he got it. One end to the other. Chambers misses a slam. Kersey takes it baseline to baseline.
You know horses. You know what this is. This is a horse race, and you've got to have some thoroughbreds in order to finish.
They've gone to the whip early here in Phoenix. Ainge matched up against KJ. Chambers out top. Moves on Abdel Nabi and scoops it through. He has 12, leading scorer in the game.
An aggressive start for Tom Chambers at both ends of the floor. He's making things happen. This is where Ali Abdelnaby can get even. If he can get the ball down in that position and continue to get that kind of shot, he can hurt Chambers.
KJ missed the shot, and it'll go to Portland.
You see both players, players on both teams asking for fouls after some difficult misses. The more difficult the shot, the less likely you are to get to the line.
Both these teams experimented with an increased half-court presence, didn't they, but abandoned it.
Both teams wanted to be more aware. They had to knock on them that in half-court situations they didn't execute well. Danny Ainge with a quick shot inside, and they had to get back to their personality, which is run, and keep running.
KJ gets the foul from Ainge. Ainge with a reach in. Even Kevin Johnson puffing a little bit. Cotton Fitzsimmons, 777 wins. Some speculation about whether this will be his last year, his 19th as a head coach in the NBA.
There are two things that he'd like to do before he gets out of here. Coach an all-star game. He's very close again now, and to win a championship. And with this Phoenix Suns team, this is his best chance. If he's ever going to see the promised land, he's going to have to rise these up.
Cotton Fitzsimmons coached his first game here in Phoenix, October 15th, 1970. Look at the age of some of his current players when he coached his first game. Mustaf, a year old.
A lot of babies, and they're still babies to him.
Duckworth rebounds the miss, the first at the line by KJ after he hit his first four. Abdelnaby against Chambers. Fakes. Chambers got a piece. West outlet to KJ. He's got Marley on a wing. Laid it in. Clock didn't start, I don't think, as they got the ball back in bounds. That's why the stoppage of play here. Gives us a chance to look at that last fast break.
Turnovers are important, and a missed shot inside turned loose Kevin Johnson and Dan Marley. Marley takes it off the window to make sure. Now the Suns want to pressure, make the Trailblazers use up time to end the first quarter.
Shot clock off. That's the time remaining in the first quarter from Phoenix. Ainge. Drexler for three. No good. And a rebounding foul with 1.6 seconds on Abdelnaby. Costly foul by the Blazers with time running out.
They always say don't play with your hands because you'll get them stuck in the cookie jar, and they've been on the hips of Tom Chambers 2 times, and Chambers comes back to the line. You cannot give a good offensive player like Chambers anything cheap. With every trip to the free throw line or every basket he scores, he becomes a more aggressive player. The knock against Chambers has been his lack of defensive intensity. You've seen him come up with a couple of steals here early.
You sure you're not a candidate for a coach somewhere?
Number 30, Terry Porter returns to the Blazer lineup for 0-0 Kevin Duckworth.
Terry Porter back for the final 1 second plus.
Number 32, Miguel Knight, the Suns
You
lineup.
continue going that way, I can get you a job at the Improv.
Miguel Knight comes on for the Suns. Chambers for his second free throw. He's perfect, 8 for 8 at the free throw line. Kersey can't get a shot away as the first quarter comes to an end. Tom Chambers, just one below his seasonal average in the first quarter, has led the Suns to a 34-26 lead. Tom Chambers leading the Suns in the first quarter. He got off to a slow start this season, wasn't getting any fourth quarter minutes. We asked him about that.
That upset me. I felt that I deserved the time, was working hard, was trying to do all of the other things to help the team win, but I wasn't getting that opportunity at the end of the game, and that's very hard for me, being around as long as I have, because, you know, bag the rest, bag the first 3 quarters. I want to play when the game's on the line, so that was real frustrating for me.
Well, Tom's chamber has had a lot to cheer about in the first quarter. 14 points, just one below his seasonal average, and I predict a lot more fourth quarter minutes for him in games to come.
You know, with the coach, it's what have you done for me lately? And with 14 in the first, that means he'll be around in the fourth. The Trailblazers have made some substitutions, Tom.
Suns have their biggest lead as we start the second quarter. Robert Pack is in for Portland. Ames fires from outside. 2-point shot and 4 in the game for Danny Ames. 34-28 opening minutes of the second quarter.
One of those rare moments when Knight and Johnson play together. When Nigel Knight is in the ball game, they go more for a half-court game as Marley misses.
And so does Perry. Ames for the Trailblazers. Bad pass by Robinson. KJ to Marley. Now 2-on-2 as Chambers comes into the scene, and Robinson commits his third personal foul.
And that is always a problem for Cliff Robinson, cluster fouls, and he is their big shot in the arm off the bench in the Trailblazers arsenal, and when he gets a foul, they have to go to another weapon. But he leads Robert Pack. That ball bounces right to Kevin Johnson. Whenever you get a turnover, you look to run the ball. That's what Dan Marley did.
Robinson, #1 scorer off the bench for the Blazers the last 2 seasons. Marley missing his first free throw as Terry Porter returns for the Trailblazers. And Cliff Robinson with 3 fouls will go to the bench.
Number 14, Jeff Hornacek into the Suns lineup for KJ.
And Jeff Hornacek comes back. He spent a lot of time on the bench in the first quarter after picking up 2 quick fouls. KJ gets a rest. Hornacek is the Suns' leading scorer. 21 a game, hitting 52% of his shots. He has only 2 today.
Portland has got 3 guards in the ball game now. We'll see how that pays for them. Buck Williams with the rebound.
Buck Williams with his first basket. He leads the NBA in field goal percentage, 60.6%. He also was the top field goal shooter last year in the NBA, 60.2.
With this lineup of Hornacek and Knight in the backcourt, you don't get the devastating penetration. The Suns become more of a perimeter team, and with a miss, the Trailblazers have a chance to run the basketball.
Well, they illustrate your point. Chambers fires from outside, and the Trailblazers with a chance to cut into a 5-point lead. Abdel-Nabi getting some minutes here early in the game. Followed by Ames. Danny Ames has been a spark off the bench. He has 6 points.
Those are the things that Danny Ames was not doing early in the season when his percentage was down. Rebounding inside, taking 2-point shots. He was exclusively a 3-point specialist.
Marley got a step. He has 9 points. And the Suns answer the Blazer basket to push the lead back to 5. Ames against Hornacek. Chambers picks him up on the switch, and now the double team. Porter got around Knight. Reach in, Nigel Knight of the Suns, his first personal. Knight commits the foul. It's 37-32.
It's not easy being a truck.
is brought to you by cold-filtered Miller Genuine Draft and Miller Genuine Draft Light, taking the country by storm. By Chevy Trucks, the trucks you can depend on, the trucks that last. And by ITT Corporation, building people's dreams.
Welcome back to Phoenix once again. It's a 5-point lead for the Suns with under 10 minutes left in the first half. And I'm Joel Myers alongside the hottest thing in Phoenix right now. Well, as Bill Murray told us in Stripes, he rarely wears underwear. Had he known about these boxers, though, it could have changed his mind. The Gorilla, the infamous one. Well, Carol Merrill was there for Monty Hall, and Bob Barker's got his, and I am stuck with the Gorilla. Boxer shorts, T-shirts, it's the Thunder Gear line. Dan Marley is marketing this in the Phoenix area. It'll probably be all over the country before too long. Entertaining. Nice to work with Marcel Marceau. Thanks, Gorilla. Tom?
All right, the Thunder line. What if we could get some samples of those? They're going to open up an outlet in Traverse City, Michigan, where Dan Marley is very big, former Central Michigan Chippewa. I did that for Dick Enberg. Just
He's jumping out of his seat. You know that somewhere. Penetration has been a key for Porter, and again, he got the foul on Knight, came right back with his head down, blew by Dan Marley.
Is that a mismatch, Porter-Marley, in terms of quickness?
It is, and if Porter sees that and recognizes that he can get to the rim, and they have Mark West on the other side of the floor.
Mark West trying to operate on Buck Williams, came up short with a shot and rebounded by Pack of the Blazers. Porter picked up by Hornacek this time. And a three by Ames. Back to the rim, and another push by Ala Abdelnaby. His third foul, all three pushes on the offensive board.
Same time, trying to get in position to come back to the ball, resting his forearms or hands on his opponent's back. When the ball goes in the air, it's an automatic call. He'll have to sit down. Kevin Duckworth, who got off to a very good start, comes back in the ball.
Duckworth, despite his size, 7 feet, 280 pounds or so, is a very sensitive individual and really was upset by the criticism he got for his performance in the playoffs last year and came back a little out of shape to open this season.
It has taken him several months to get over the stinging, blistering criticism from the Western Conference Final. Pack.
Haynes lost it for a moment, but Porter chases it down.
And again, Porter's got to think penetration. He's got to see himself as Kevin Johnson now and go to the basket, make something happen. Did it, but Buck Williams couldn't handle it.
Broken up. Here's Knight. Good pass from Hornacek as Knight converts his first two. 5-point lead.
The Suns have made the most of Trailblazer turnovers as they come inside to Buck Williams. Nigel Knight picks up the foul. Off the turnover, Hornacek with his head up lays it out there very nicely for Nigel Knight. He gets his first two.
Then Knight reaching in commits the foul. Hornacek with a nice assist. Hasn't scored much today, but made a nice pass for him. Marley deflected it, but Porter has it for the Blazers. Down to 12 on the shot clock. Porter dishes. Head fake by Duckworth and draws the foul from Mark West. First foul on West. Duckworth made the good head fake.
The play was made by Porter's penetration, and as he rose, he really wasn't ready to shoot the ball, but he saw Duckworth cut, got a chance to drop him the ball right at the rim.
Kevin Duckworth at the line. He is shooting his first free throw. He has 8 points. Off the back of the rim, Duckworth hits about 72%. Free throw shooting. The Blazers at 75, only 4 are worse in the NBA.
The Trailblazers have struggled in making their free throws at important times. Duckworth misses them both, but gets it back.
Williams kept it alive. Here's Porter for 3, and he bottoms it out. Terry Porter hits about 37% of his three-point shots, and he pulls the Blazers within 2.
So far, Portland has done their job in staying close with the Phoenix Suns. A 2-point ball game, and the Suns will give you some shots. And they will miss those perimeter shots. Then you have a chance to run it back on them because they're going to keep coming at you.
And Porter does come right at him, and it rolled off. West, outlet to Knight. Suns want to run. Now Knight holds it up.
Here's a guy that the Suns got to get on track. Hornacek averaging 21 a game, only got 2, hasn't really had any looks in this ball game. They got to find a score for him.
Perry, good pass from Marley. Phoenix lead back to 4. Haynes drives the baseline, kicks it to Porter. Inside. Williams chases it down. They'll recycle and set it up again.
A shot clock now under 10. Porter for 3.
Terry Porter, consecutive three-point shots. He has 11 to lead the Blazers. Phoenix now only up by 1. Knight trying to penetrate a la KJ, and Hornacek misses the 3. West came down with it. Marley matched up against Ames.
But the lineup that the Suns have out on the floor is an easier one for Portland to control. The more they get perimeter play, Hornacek gets a rebound and a tough shot to go in.
It was tough. He had to go to the left-handed hook to put the Suns up by 3. Robert Pack to Duckworth. Pack had the good penetration that time. Duckworth in double figures.
Timeout.
And the Phoenix Suns will take their first time out of the game. 6:07 left in the second quarter. Blazers on a run.
Ever wonder
Back in Phoenix, and a reminder that Miller Genuine Draft NBA All-Star balloting closes today. This program gives fans the chance to pick their starters for the 42nd annual All-Star game coming up next month in Orlando. You can see it here on NBC. And Clyde Drexler of the Trailblazers, the leading point getter in the Western Conference. Magic Johnson still drawing a lot of support. And of course, fans here in Portland, in Phoenix, being urged to vote for their favorites. And they took a little extra edge here in Phoenix. The front office of the Suns saying you can vote for your favorite NBA players just like elections in Central America and Chicago. You can vote as many times as you want. They announced that over the PA system here at the Memorial Coliseum. And what about some of the Suns? None of them leading for starters, but Jeff Hornacek averaging 21 points, maybe a likely candidate, although he has only 4 today.
Well, I think that Hornacek and Kevin Johnson would make it on coaching selection. Hornacek left wide open, makes Portland pay. A year ago, Kevin Johnson, in a very close race with Drexler, edged him out. He said, if it's close, my mom will win it for me. Drexler misses.
Second chance goes down, though. And don't forget, at the end of today's game, Steve and I will be picking the Miller Genuine Draft play of the game.
With Kevin Johnson back in, the Suns game open up, and they look for penetration, and the Portland's job will be to shut them down, keep them in a perimeter game.
Kevin Johnson got a good long rest, shoots the outside shot, no good, and Williams has the rebound for Portland. Blazers with a chance to take the lead. Porter, no good. West to Cajun.
That turned out to be much tougher than it should have been for the Trailblazers. Gibson does it for the Phoenix Suns.
The Suns rebound the miss, get out on the break for the slam by Dan Marley. Marley in double figures now, and Phoenix back up by 3. Duckworth, that big body spinning, short. Hornacek, 3-on-2, Suns break. The trailer Marley can't get it, and they'll set it up.
When you have people that are in the middle that aren't used to making the passes in penetration, that's where you don't get the easy conversion. It happened with Hornacek down at the other end. When Drexler made that pass, Porter wasn't ready to receive it, so they get nothing out of there.
Well, away from the ball, Mark West called for his second personal. Here it is.
Just a little pork chop, just to let you know that I'm not going to let you go anywhere that you want to go.
So 2 on West, and the Blazers have the ball down 3.
Now they have Drexler down on the post, and that's what they want. They want Buck Williams to cut to the hoop. When he does, Drexler, a very good passer, finds him at the rim.
Kevin Johnson picks up his first foul.
Normally Drexler draws a double team, so his first thought is pass. Buck Williams cuts to the hoop. Kevin Johnson reaches in. Trailblazers have the Phoenix Suns with 14 fouls. Portland only has 2, so Portland should really be the aggressor for the next 3 minutes of this second quarter.
Buck Williams off the back of the rim. Portland struggling a bit at the free throw line, but when it comes to shooting from the field, Buck Williams has no equal. The only NBA player over 60%, bidding for his second consecutive title in that department. He was the first Trailblazer to ever lead an NBA statistical category at the end of the season.
You've heard both coaches talk about defense, but it is their offense that keys their defense, because when they're both scoring baskets, they're very aggressive at the point of attack.
Williams got a hand on it initially. Chambers got it back and took it to the basket. 16 for Tom Chambers, leading scorer in the game. Drexler's 3 bottoms out. Drexler hits double figures, and his three-pointer makes it a 1-point Phoenix lead. Chambers sights a 3. And here's Drexler for the Blazers. Kersey trails, kicks it to Porter. Outside shot, no good. Duckworth off the offensive board. He can't hit. Tapped in finally by Kersey.
That's what the Trailblazers will do better than any other team in the NBA. Challenge you at the glass. You've got to get a body on them. That's why Tim Perry's getting up now off the bench.
Suns firing blanks from three-point range. And they now trail. points. Bad pass. Kevin Johnson threw it away. Chambers couldn't save it, and Cotton's team has turned it over. Vince Simmons and the Suns hitting a dry spell. They trail by 1. 2:58 remaining in the second quarter in Phoenix, with the Trailblazers leading by 1. Here's the way the season has gone for these two teams. The Trailblazers, after a slow start, are beginning to come on and are beating the teams they should beat. They've been a good rebounding team. Drexler, as always, has been an all-star, and they're one of 5 NBA teams over 500 on the road, so they played well away from home. The Suns, like the Blazers, started slowly 3-8, but they've gone 22-5 since and had a great December. Hornacek was Player of the Month. Cotton was Coach of the Month. They won 14 straight at home and beat Portland in the second game of the season in Portland, 100-76, holding the Blazers to only 76 points.
Drexler trying to overpower Hornacek, but lost control. The Suns with a quick miss, trying to come the other way. Kevin Johnson.
And he's fouled. Johnson streaking down court. Will go to the free throw line. The foul on Kevin Duckworth.
After about 3 possessions of not doing what they do best, which is have Kevin Johnson penetrate after the miss by Drexler, a quick, hard push, and before the Trailblazers can get back, he's right at the basket.
Johnson has hit 4 or 5 free throws. He has 6 points. Rebounds have turned around. The Phoenix had an early 9-4 board edge, but Portland now leads 21-19. Portland, the best rebounding team in the NBA. Well, hope you'll stay with us at halftime for the NBA Showtime Prudential Halftime Report. Quinn Buckner is going to have an interview with one of his old teammates, Larry Bird. One of the things Bird will be talking about, the Magic Johnson situation as regards the All-Star game. And coming up at halftime, Quinn Buckner talking to Larry Bird on our halftime show.
Unusual, Kevin Johnson, a plus 80% free thrower, missed both of those as they have lost control of the ball game and the scoreboard. Let's see if their defensive presence can keep them close as they're down 1.
Hornacek matched up against Drexler. Drexler spins and dishes. Tough shot by Kersey. Jerome Kersey has 9, and the Trailblazers up their lead to 3. Johnson takes a look at the defense now to set it up.
Kevin Johnson wanted to add that penetration. A quick pass to Dan Marley. He gets 3.
Marley buries the lead to tie the game at 52. Inside 2 minutes left in the first half. Dan Marley now with 14 points.
They had a switch. Porter's got to recognize that he's got Marley on him. They're looking to Drexler against Jeff Hornacek.
Hornacek gave him room for the shot, and Drexler popped it through. Blazers again by 2. Marley, strong drive. He scores. It'll count, and a Portland foul.
Portland not complaining about the foul, but complaining about the continuation. Kersey said he got him out further, but you can see he clearly didn't. Marley was on the way to the hoop, so Marley comes back with 5 quick points, a chance to get 6, and put the Suns on top.
Marley with a 3-point play, and the Suns indeed do reclaim the lead. Dan Marley, 17 points now to lead all scorers.
11 here in the quarter and 6 of them in the last 30 seconds. So he has really had an impact. Drexler looking to try to get over Jeff Hornacek.
Hornacek has a steal, but instead he'll have his 3rd personal foul. Could be a factor in the game. The Suns leading scorer now with 3.
Hornacek is a guy that plays the steal very well. He had Drexler under control, tried to make a swipe at the ball. That puts Drexler on the line.
3rd foul on Hornacek, who is having a career year. And what a story. Maybe the best college walk-on of all time. He could be an NBA All-Star, and he had to walk on as a freshman at Iowa State. His dad, a high school coach. Hornacek will go to the bench for the final minute 7 of the first half. Tom Chambers in.
Shows you his dad had no pull at all in Iowa.
His dad coached a rival team in Illinois and was actually the freshman coach when Jeff was playing. In fact, his dad coached Isaiah for about 4 games before they moved Isaiah up to the varsity team as a freshman. Isaiah Thomas.
Perry against Duckworth.
And Perry with a pretty driving hook. Suns lead is 1 inside the final minute.
So for Tim Perry, it's taken 3 years to make the adjustment from a college center to a forward in the NBA.
Drexler. Off target, but the rebound by Kersey. Porter for 3. Got it. Big basket by Terry Porter and the Blazers back on top.
It is a shootout, and you better be able to make some baskets in a game like this and then be able to shut a team down at the critical time. Backcourt scoring, Trailblazers with a huge advantage right now.
And one of the reasons Hornacek has been absent from the scoring column, only 6 points, averaging over 21. KJ couldn't get the roll, instead got the foul. He'll shoot 2. Jerome Kersey has 3 fouls. Some key players in foul trouble here in the first half.
But it is the pressure of Kevin Johnson's constant penetration that is putting pressure on the Trailblazers' interior players to give help. He got by Porter. Kersey in a reach position, gets him across the arm. Kevin Johnson had no success the last time at the line. Let's see if he can get some business done this time.
Kersey, Robinson, and Abdul Nabi, 3 fouls each for the Trailblazers. Jeff Hornacek has 3 for the Suns.
And all of those players, frontline players, Ala Abdul Nabi got all of his on his own, though. He wasn't helping anybody.
Illegal use of hands. Johnson off the front of the rim, rolls it through. 10.9 left. Tied up. Drexler in a hurry to Ames. 3-pointer air ball. Porter's follow goes. Porter with an off-balance shot. The Suns try to get one final attempt. Marley got it away. No good.
At the end of the first half, Blazers 61.
The Portland Trailblazers trailing most of the half. Go to the locker room with the lead.
Quick hard push. Ainge misses. Terry Porter gets it, throws it back up all in one motion. Big quarter for Terry Porter.
So despite some key players in foul trouble, Portland comes from behind to lead 61-59 at halftime. Now stay tuned for the Prudential halftime report with that exclusive interview with Larry Bird. That's coming up right after these messages.
Of the Prudential and build your future on the rock.
So Terry Porter hits falling down just before the buzzer. He had 16 for the half. Trailblazers by 2. Porter also poured in 3 3-pointers. Bob Costas back in New York along with Quinn Buckner. Your thoughts on the first half?
Well, I see that Phoenix, for the most part, has got the game where they want it. They can keep it close because what happens in Phoenix is the fans start to get in the game. Should it be this way down the stretch? Chambers playing well with 16, Perry with 10 points. So they're getting the kind of production. You can't forget Marley. He's got 17 points as well.
Now, earlier today on NBC, it was the Bulls coming from behind at the Palace of Auburn Hills. The Pistons led by 11 at one time, by 7 in the fourth quarter, but Chicago wins at 87-85. The Bulls have now won 9 in a row. Their overall record is 33-5. If they can sustain it, that's a better than 70-win pace. That would be an NBA record. It's their 7th consecutive win over their one-time nemesis, the Pistons, including, of course, last year's playoff sweep. Michael Jordan had 34. And coming up next, Quinn's visit with Larry Bird as we continue on the Prudential Halftime Report. Okay, Larry Bird is now in his 13th season with the Celtics, and lately those seasons have been difficult owing to both back and heel injuries. He's missed the Celtics' last 8 games, and he won't be in uniform for their game later today against the Spurs. Now, yesterday, Bird sat down with our Quinn Buckner for a wide-ranging interview. And here's the first part of that conversation with Larry Bird.
Bird, a three-pointer. It's gone. Three-point field goal for Larry Bird. 106, 104. He puts him ahead by 2 with 12 seconds to go.
Bird is hurt. Bird is down, and he's hurt.
You hurt your back. How does that feel right now?
Well, it's feeling a lot better. I mean, it's like night and day. You know, once I get leg pain, it's just
it's a different life. It's a different person in this body, and it's hard for me to function when that happens. And that's what I was getting when I sit out last time.
When do you think you're going to be ready to play again?
It's hard to say. You know, they're really being cautious with it right now. I don't know. I mean, they haven't told me it's going to be next week or the next week. I haven't even asked them. They asked for my symptoms, and they want to see me go through some exercises, and they want to see me get out there and bump and bang around before I come back and see how it's going to react. But they're very optimistic that I'll be back soon, and when I do come back, I'll be pain-free.
That's a little different take on things than you've had in the past. You've got such a high pain threshold, and one of your attributes has become a bit of a problem. And that's because with that threshold, you don't necessarily tell people when you're hurting. You're going to start doing that.
Well, it was a problem this time because I thought that it would pass eventually. But when I hurt my back in practice one day, I could tell something was wrong, but it took really 2 weeks for it really to set in. Then I quit telling them. I said, hey, I got some pain here, and I think it's just muscle pain. And they rub it out, and it feel better. But once it got to the point where it says, I'm not going no more, and I had to sit out. I mean, there's no way I could have played another game. And once I got the injection and I could sit out for a week, I feel 100% better. But still, there's something in there that needs to heal, and it's going to take some time.
You still get the same enjoyment out of playing as you did when you first came in the league?
I do when I'm pretty healthy. This year was probably the best rookie camp I had, our training camp, because of the fact I was pain-free, I was moving well, I was feeling good. I knew I had to work on my game, my shooting, and work on my passing because I missed all summer. I never got to play all summer. So I was really enjoying it. And I was going along fine, and all of a sudden I took a couple falls and got banged around a little bit and tried to play through some pain, and it all caught up with me. It's not fun when I'm sitting here now, but it is fun when you're out there and you're playing pain-free. It don't matter how old you are. If you love to do something and you love to work out and you love to play basketball, it really doesn't matter what your age are or how old you are.
What was your reaction when you heard that Magic Johnson had tested positive for the HIV virus?
Well, I was like everybody else. I was shocked. I was hurt. I was concerned. It's not something that I couldn't deal with for an hour and say, oh, well, that's life. We got to go on. It really took me probably 10 to 14 days to really let it sink in and get it out. And I think it helped me when I watched him on TV and watched him talk about it because it made everybody else feel at ease. And he says, hey, I have it, and I'm going to deal with it accordingly.
Tell me about what you think about what Magic has done for the league.
Well, I think it was great for the league that he went on the West Coast and I went on the East Coast because you get two guys on opposite coast and playing well and taking their teams to the finals year after year after year and playing against each other has got to do nothing but to raise the morale of the league and get interest for the people, the viewers that's watching. And that's what we did. I think it gave the NBA an identity that they never had before. And once we got there, and the younger players come from college to professional, you get David Robinson, Michael Jordan, which hadn't hurt us at all, Charles Barkley, Karl Malone. Them guys took it from there, and they're doing an excellent job. Michael Jordan, you couldn't ask for a greater individual coming to your league at the time that he did because he took this league to another level. And he not only does a great job for us here in the United States, he does it all around the world.
With Magic Johnson, they're going to retire his jersey when the Celtics play out there. Do you feel special when you understood it to be that Magic requested that happened when you were out there?
Well, you feel honored about everything. You know, really, me and Magic came in this league, and we competed in college, and we competed throughout the league. But there's a sort of a type of friendship there. If we live next door to each other, or if we live down the block from each other, if I grew up in Lansing, I believe that we would have been best friends. We've been inseparable because we have the same values. We love basketball. He don't love it no more than I do. And, you know, I really believe that when we accomplish something, we're always thinking about the other guy. And when he retires, that'll be a sad day, but it'll be a very proud day for me because I know my time's coming too.
How much longer do you think you're going to play?
Well, Quinn, you know, me and you are probably the only ones that really talked about it in depth. But it's really hard for me to say right now. But I'm going to sit down this year and after summer's over in September and find out where I stand. If I knew this was going to happen, I don't think there's no way I would have came back this year, because I just can't keep doing this. But if this heals up and my doctors tell me that it's going to be all right, and I'll make it through this year fine and go to the Olympics and make it through that and feel good, I'll keep playing. But if I have another episode, it's time to sit down and really question whether it's worth playing or not. I'm going to miss it, and I love to play, and I want to play for 2 more years. But whether I'm able to do that or not, I don't know.
Quinn, you've personally had quite a basketball Olympic gold medal participant against Johnson and Jordan in the NBA, and a teammate of Bird's when he was at his peak in the mid-'80s in Boston. So your appreciation for him is from your own perspective. Tell us about it.
I'll tell you, Bob, it was so much fun to play with this guy. First of all, you get yourself involved in a game, and you would get caught looking at him as he performed, and it was strictly a performance. So from that perspective, I really enjoyed playing with him, and this guy had so much feel for the game that he passed it on to his teammates, and I do feel privileged to have played with him.
So that thing which we sometimes think of as a cliche, that the great player is not just a tremendous performer himself, but that he makes those around him better, applies here.
I think it's the epitome of that statement when you talk about Larry Bird. He absolutely makes everybody around him much better.
What do you think he does when he quits, whenever that comes?
Well, he has some business associates back in Indiana that he's going to get back and work with those people. He's done very well for himself, and money is not a driving force for Larry. I think he just needs to get himself involved in something of which he can be proud, and I'm sure he's got that in mind. We haven't really talked about that particular thing, though.
Okay, we'll continue with the second part of Quinn's visit with Larry Bird next Sunday on Showtime, preceding our telecast of the Pistons and Celtics from Boston Garden. And up next, we go back to Tom Hammond and Steve Snapper Jones in Phoenix, the second half of the Blazers and Suns, right after these messages from your local station.
This has been the Prudential Halftime Report.
Could tie Golden State for first place in the Pacific Division with a win today, and at halftime they lead Phoenix by 2. Phoenix led by 8 in the first quarter, but Portland, behind 54% shooting in the second quarter, took the lead, and some surprises. Backcourt scoring has been great for Portland.
Trailblazers have a huge advantage, but the swing in both cases came off of penetration. The Kevin Johnson penetration in the first quarter got the Suns the lead. As you take a look at Terry Porter's stat and what the Trailblazers have done in the backcourt, and it was Terry Porter's penetration and bombs from the outside that got Portland on track in the second quarter.
And of course, Porter was also involved in a second chance point to give the Trailblazers a lead just before halftime with a putback.
The Trailblazers are very aggressive on the glass, and when they do that, they can get those kinds of numbers. Cotton Fitzsimmons naturally concerned about the board work.
Just a couple of moments ago, Joe Myers caught up with Suns coach Cotton Fitzsimmons.
Alongside Cotton Fitzsimmons, the head coach of the Suns, led by as many as 7 early, now down 2 at the break. What did you say to your team? What kind of adjustments?
Well, the transition game. They've hurt us 2 areas, pushing the ball up and down the court, and above all, in the paint. They have 19 points in the paint. We have 4. That means they're more aggressive on the boards than the Suns.
Too many second chances for the Trailblazers late?
Plus the fact they've buried all their threes. Maybe they won't bury them second half. We'll come out and play, but it's a heck of a ball game.
Good luck. Thank you, Cotton. Tom?
All right, Joe, we'll be back to Phoenix for the second half in just a moment. Tom Hammond, Steve Jones, and Joel Myers from Phoenix ready to start the second half. Here's the scoring for the first half of play. Marley and Chambers right at or above their average after the first half. Porter, Drexler, and perhaps surprisingly Duckworth leading the way for Portland. Buck Williams short on that hook. Lang with a rebound for the Suns. Jeff Hornacek, leading scorer for the Suns, only 6 points in the first half, and on the bench to start the second.
You got Kevin Johnson with a quick shot from the perimeter, but he chased it down, so they'll reset. He's got an isolation against Jerome Kersey. Now they double.
This is Perry. Fall away. Got it. It's Johnson, Perry, Marley, Lang, and Chambers for the Suns. Original starting 5 for the Trailblazers. That's Drexler, Porter, Kersey, Duckworth, and Williams.
Drexler looking to draw. He does. Jerome Kersey trying to throw that one down against Lang.
Another second chance opportunity for Portland. They couldn't get it. They'll have a third chance. Drexler for 3. Yes!
That drives a coach to distraction because you can't make 2s, and the guys felt that my defense has done a good job. They step back and nail another 3.
Drexler takes over game scoring honors with his 18 points. 3-point field goals heavily in favor of the Blazers. Chambers finds the open man, Marley. He launches a three, no good. And a rebound by Williams. Quickly flings it for Kersey. Somehow he made the catch, and now he'll wait for help. Kersey released early, but the Suns were able to get back.
Drexler wants to go to the hole against Tim Perry. Gets in, can't finish. Gets the foul.
Perry blocked it, but right into the hands of Drexler, who pumped it through. Now 20 points. And the biggest lead for the Trailblazers.
Generally, the team that comes out of the intermission with the most aggression is the one that sets the tone and has the other team playing catch-up. Phoenix was slow, but they're trying to come back with some penetration. Marley draws the foul against Kevin Duckworth.
He'll shoot two after the third foul on Duckworth.
Drexler, realizing he's got Perry out on the wing, shook him the first time, but Perry showed with his ability to stay in the air. He still has a chance to get to the ball, but he knocked it right back to Drexler. He's got 5 quick points at the top of the period.
Dan Marley already on his average of 17 a game.
Marley is one of the great streak players in the NBA, and he's had some quarters against these Trailblazers where he's had 17, 18 in the quarter and did not answer the bell for the rest of the game. Let's see how his second half goes.
Last year was his best year, and he's upped his numbers by 4 points a game from a season ago. Duckworth posting up on Lang. And a foul out on the floor before the shot on Andrew Lang of the Suns, and that's his third.
And again, with the shot blocking and the types of players that they have against a big player, Mark West has a better chance of keeping Duckworth from getting inside. And Lang has a better chance of guarding somebody out on the perimeter. Here comes Kersey.
Too hard. Rebounded by Lang. KJ, no look to Chambers. Tried to dish it off, and a heads-up play made by Portland's Jerome Kersey. He bounced it off the nearly bald pate, or perhaps the nose of Tim Perry.
The two-man game was really a big play for Duckworth and Porter. A year ago, they haven't used it nearly as much and haven't had the same kind of success, but they're trying to set it now.
Chambers on the switch, goes for the double team. Duckworth open for a moment. Takes it to the basket, can't score, tapped it in. Buck Williams gets credit for the hoop, and the Blazers lead by 6.
Crowd here is doing what Cotton is telling his team. You got to rebound, so you've got to do a better job of keeping Portland from getting second opportunities. They trap Chambers.
Tried to get it to Perry, who fumbled it out of bounds. Suns sluggish to start the second half, and now being out-rebounded substantially by the Blazers, 30-22, as Jeff Hornacek makes his first appearance of the half. Only 6 points against that gaudy 21-a-game average.
Chambers not happy about coming out. He said, "It's not me. You are the guy that's supposed to be getting the glass." He complained all the way to the sideline.
He and Cotton have been on not the best of terms. Drexler missed the slam. One of the reasons, he was fouled. Hit the back of the rim with that slam attempt. It'll be the 4th foul on Andrew Lang. First player
was going for the home run. Got inside, might have gotten away with the hook, but cocked that one, wanted to throw it down. Lang got him across the arm, so Drexler will go to the line. He has been the big gun out of the blocks here in the third, trying to get 7 with these free throws.
That one rimmed out, his first miss in 7 attempts at the line. 147 consecutive starts. Look at the minutes, over 22,000 as he sinks his 21st point of the game.
Now, the Suns have to get back to Kevin Johnson and penetration. When they're a team that passes the ball around the perimeter, they're much easier to control. They're very predictable. They're going to shoot the ball over the top. They have yet to be able to break Portland down and get anything going through the hoop. Perry, nice shot.
And it goes through for it. Perry went up high with a jump hook. 14 for Tim Perry, 2 above his average. Williams spins, fakes, fires. Yes. 71-64, the Blazer lead.
Tim Perry has been the offensive cannon for the Suns. That's not what they want. He is getting high percentage shots, but they need Kevin Johnson, Dan Marley, and Jeff Hornacek all to strike matches at the same time.
That was Johnson that kept that miss alive, and Phoenix gets it back. Johnson against Porter, picked up by Williams, who blocked it and rips it down. Here comes the Blazer break. Drexler off the glass, he got it. Beautiful break off the Suns miss, and Drexler leads all scorers.
They get a technical foul.
Kevin Johnson, I believe, with a technical foul and discussing it right now.
I think it's on Cotton Fitzsimmons. Kevin Johnson complaining about the lack of a call, but Kevin has a high degree of difficulty in his drive. They made him take a real tough shot. He didn't get it to the rim. They were able to get it and run out. Porter knocks down the free throw.
There's the complaint by Kevin Johnson.
It wasn't that violent of a complaint.
And you were right, Steve. It was on Cotton Fitzsimmons as Kevin Johnson was going over to try to clarify things a little bit, I guess. Cotton got the tee and continues to let his feelings be known in front of the Sun bench. Not a happy man at the moment. Cotton Fitzsimmons and the Suns have seen the Trailblazers take their biggest lead behind 8 second-half points by Clyde Drexler.
The Detroit Pistons battle the Boston Celtics next Sunday on NBC.
The beauty of the Valley of the Sun paling a little bit in the face of a 13-5 Trailblazer run here at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum as the hometown Suns trailing on an onslaught by Clyde Drexler. 8 points so far in the third quarter. He named himself captain of the Trailblazers this year, and we asked him why.
The most important thing to me this year was being able to communicate with the officials. And in the past, they've always said, in crucial situations, I don't want to talk now. Go get your captain to talk. And so now I'm captain. I'll always have the option to talk to the officials in crucial situations. So that was the bottom line.
And Steve, I guess he really showed whose team this is when he named himself captain.
Now, this is Drexler's team, but all of them collectively have a leadership role, and they have various ways of responding. Drexler's gotten them out of the box here at the top of the period. Now it's on Kevin Johnson and the Suns to respond. They're down 10.
Clyde's hit 3 of his first 4 shots in the quarter. Hornacek gets it off to Lang, who slams it home.
And that is the first 2 points of the night for Andrew Lang, but a nice inside opportunity for the Phoenix Suns, who've been struggling to score.
Suns trying to launch a comeback from 10 down on their home court. Duckworth off-balance shot, not a good one. Lang rips it away. Penetration, KJ lays in. Johnson now in double figures, 4 quick points after the timeout by the Suns.
Both teams are opportunistic, and Kevin Johnson saw that no one's going to come to him. He got all the way to the rim, so you cannot rest with the lead on either situation. Tim Perry, near steal.
Diving attempt by Perry, knocked it away, but the Blazers control Drexler. This is the Porter, full 3. Loose ball, Perry and Drexler came down together. Out of bounds, awarded to the Suns.
And really, that's the key for both teams. They've got to stay relentless at both ends of the floor. Whenever there's been a little bit of a breakdown or a turnover, they've both been able to take advantage of it. The Suns feel they have a little momentum.
Perry, the open man, is called for the offensive foul. Tim Perry. Drexler took the charge, and Perry with his first foul of the game.
Excellent movement of the ball. Perry wanted to get a little bit closer. He's been real efficient with his attempts tonight, but came right into Drexler. They're giving Duckworth the chance to go against Andrew Lang.
Lang has 4 fouls. Duckworth has 2 more, 12 for the game.
Whenever Duckworth uses his hook shot, left or right, he can always get himself a shot. He gets in trouble when he goes to his second or third option.
Baseline drive, Marley rolled off, and Duckworth clears the board. Just when it looked like Phoenix was on a run, Portland comes right back, and Porter hits from outside.
All the Suns were back. That was basically a 5-on-2 with the Trailblazers only having 2 players back, but Porter fields it.
Johnson lost it. Lead pass, Drexler against Perry, slams home.
mistakes, and both teams have made them pay. Johnson quickly, then Drexler made it a mid-air adjustment against a high-rising Perry to throw it down. Tim Perry coming back the other way.
Blazers on the verge of blowing it open in Phoenix, where the Suns have won 14 in a row. Hornacek had it blocked. Picked up and goal by Perry. Perry keeping them in the game at the moment, 16 points. And the lead back to 10.
They are within shouting distance. 10 points. Either one of these teams has very little points. They get it inside to Kersey. Lang will pick up the foul.
That'll be his fifth. Andrew Lang, starting center of the Suns, as he and Perry went for the block, has picked up his fifth personal foul.
And what is the worst thing about shot blocking? It's the last line of defense, and if you don't get the call, you get the call against you. That means Tom Chambers will get back in the game. What Cotton needs now is some firefighters. He's got to have some guys that can put the ball in the basket and at the same time force Portland to play a perimeter game.
Well, Tom Chambers can do that and scored 16 points, one above his average in the first half. Rick Adelman looking on. His Blazers have exploded here in the third quarter. Well, now they say they're going to change the foul and give it to Perry. Perry and Lang both went for the block, so that is a break for the Suns. As Perry will be credited with a foul, only his second.
The foul is assessment number 34, Tim Perry, his second.
Kersey misses the free throw. Lang will go to the bench at any rate. There he is heading out. And Chambers comes on. Jeff Hornacek continues to struggle, the top gun for the Suns. One of the reasons they're down after that free throw by 11. Hornacek gets a screen from Chambers, off balance shot, and Duckworth gathers in the carry. Good save by Williams, but his foot is on the baseline. Blazers turn it over. Been a long afternoon for Jeff Hornacek.
The reason that Hornacek is not scoring is they are not worried about the penetration so much of Kevin Johnson. They've given Drexler the assignment to stay at home, and you see that he has shut Hornacek out.
Cotton Fitzsimmons said yesterday that Drexler muscles Hornacek, and that's what he's doing on both ends of the court, really.
That's a real tough matchup for him. He gets most of his stuff when they leave him. He's a guy that doesn't look like a basketball player to begin with. Thunder Dan, Thunder one down.
Strong Thunder dunk for 20 points, Dan Marley. And it's 81-72.
Now, without the shot blocking, Drexler's going to have a chance to get inside. Hornacek makes a quick save. The ball deflected off his leg, but he was right at the rim. Dan Marley beat Jerome Kersey, got deep, and he exploded to the rim before Kevin Duckworth could get there.
A delay warning against the Trailblazers. Phoenix once again trying to mount a comeback. Chambers fakes the shot. 18 for Chambers.
Chambers has been quieted after 14 in the first, and that is his first two of the second.
And the Trailblazers, Rick Adelman sensing a Phoenix run. As for timeout, 3:19 left in the third.
Again to the Veterans Memorial Coliseum. This past Wednesday, a dream came true for Kevin Johnson, KJ of the Phoenix Suns, in his hometown of Sacramento, as he opened up an after-school youth center, the St. Hope Academy. Well, it has also been a dream weekend for the foursome sitting in front of me at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum this afternoon. They made the trip down yesterday from Portland. They are members of the Blazers Exchange Program, a program that really emphasizes academic excellence, achievement in school. They're members of the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Portland area. They visited clubs like that in Phoenix yesterday, along with the two that are picking up the tab for the entire weekend. Two that are very involved with the community in the Portland area. And I'm talking about Terry Porter and Jerome Kersey of the Portland Trailblazers, picking up the tab for the foursome and also picking up the tab once again for four more that will have a great experience as they come back to Phoenix. Four more children from Portland next month for a Phoenix-Portland matchup. Tom?
Thanks, Joel. And some kids from Phoenix are going to be making a trip to Portland later on in the season as well. So the St. Hope Academy of Kevin Johnson, dedicated on Martin Luther King's birthday last Wednesday, and just blocks from where Kevin grew up in Sacramento.
Cliff Robinson in the ball game looking to score, so he gets active right away.
Quick production from Robinson, only his 4th point of the game. Chambers sets a screen. Johnson in trouble, gets it to Marley.
This is as easy a shot as Hornacek has had all night, and he makes the Trailblazers pay. He got 2, he wanted 3.
Without a hand in his face, he collects point number 8. Drexler, showing no mercy, streaks right down court. You just can't take a deep breath. The Blazers are right back on top of you.
Transition offense to defense is the key. Now there's a 3, and the 4 will come out of loose. So as quickly as we have nighttime, we have daytime, and it is Jeff Hornacek waking up with 2 good perimeter looks.
He scored 5 straight points and will step to the line to try to make it 6 in a row.
Quick swing, and see there's no one close to him. In the past, he hasn't been able to take a look. Raises, knocks that one down. Now he has a chance for a 4-point play.
Jerome Kersey picking up his 4th foul as Hornacek hits the 3 and converts the 4-point play. 12 points in the game for Jeff Hornacek, including the last 6 Suns in a row.
Perry against Porter. Porter wants to try to either get penetration or find Cliff Robinson. Illegal defense.
First foul against the Suns, so the warning, not to disagree.
They were running to give help to Kevin Johnson. You have to be guarding somebody. You either run to the ball and double team, but you cannot guard an area. That's what the Suns were guilty of.
Marley guarding Drexler now, and here's Porter firing over Johnson. Oh, a tough shot. Terry Porter outside.
2 minutes.
2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
And Porter has done his job. He has knocked down his perimeter tries, and Kevin Johnson has had trouble getting penetration. Chambers comes back with a nice drive, draws the foul. So a screen to Chambers got him into the paint. He was able to get the shot blocker. Was not able to get there in time. And when Chambers is playing this way, you can bet your life he'll be around in the 4th.
Beautiful move to the left hand by Chambers. Sights the free throw. He's hit all 9 of his free throw attempts. 21 points in the game. Tom Chambers. Drexler gets a screen from Williams.
Drexler lifts him off, and they end up passing the ball back to Dion Marley.
Porter committing the foul. As Johnson headed for the basket, only the 2nd foul on Terry Porter.
Drexler came in with the penetration. He thought Danny Ainge was behind him. He was not. Handed the ball to Dan Marley. Kevin Johnson on the drive picks up the foul back at the line. Johnson has not felt comfortable at the line. We'll see how he goes here in the second half of play. But as quickly as Portland had a 10, 12-point lead, it is back down to 4.
Johnson has hit 7 of 10, as you pointed out, not comfortable at the line earlier in the game. Shooting for his 12th point, below his average, as you see. Johnson and Hornacek have been outscored by a considerable margin by Porter and Drexler today. But the Suns have climbed back within 2. Just a couple of moments ago, they trailed by 12. Pick and roll, Porter. Trailblazers answer, and the Suns now down by 4 with the ball.
What the Phoenix Suns put on all their opponent is offensive pressure. You've got to continue to score the ball. Johnson tried to squeeze through, and he picked up the personal foul. They call the foul against Cliff Robinson, and Robinson's going to say, was I even in the play?
He's still got the red headband on. He didn't switch.
Let's take a look. There's Buck Williams. You'll see him come through. Now, you don't see Cliff Robinson anywhere in that picture until after Kevin Johnson has thrown the ball in the air. Correction, this foul against Buck Williams. Or no, Terry Porter.
Had trouble giving it to anybody. Finally, Porter. And there's Kevin Johnson, as you pointed out, Steve, not shooting well at the free throw line.
In some days, even with a very good history of shooting free throws well, you just don't feel right on the line, and you can tell that Kevin Johnson is not comfortable there this afternoon.
8 of 13. Robinson, what a tough shot. Good catch, good basket. And suddenly, when Phoenix had a chance to cut it to within 2, they find themselves down 6. Johnson got away, challenged by Robinson, missed shot, and a foul on the Suns. Johnson pushing off with his arm.
Again, with a high degree of difficulty, hurts Kevin Johnson. The Trailblazers come back with a real tough play because you have to catch, find the rim all at the same time, and maintain enough touch to get it down.
Approaching 30 seconds left in the third quarter.
Again, Robinson down on the box against Marley.
Drexler fouled by Chambers. Pretty pass from Robinson. He really has given the Blazers a lift since coming in 2 or 3 minutes ago.
What kind of passes hurt teams the most? The ones that go in the direction of the basket. Drexler gets a return pass from Cliff Robinson. Chambers says, how can you call that? Drexler on the line.
He's now 7 of 9 at the free throw line, 27 points, tops in the game for Drexler. This is Robert Pack, the rookie free agent replacing Terry Porter for the Blazers. Pack, the son of a New Orleans taxi driver, went to junior college in Texas, then had 2 years at Southern Cal. He was not drafted, in fact, uninvited to any NBA camp. But given a chance for the Blazers, he's come on and is a fan favorite up until Robinson blocked it out of bounds. Suns will get it back.
Now, Kevin Johnson, for the rest of this ball game, has got to be relentless in attacking the basket in the Trailblazer defense. The last time down, he got called for a charge, but he came right back, had this one knocked away. The crowd wants to see him on the line.
Hornacek got away from Age and sunk the baseline jumper. Hornacek starting to heat up now with 14 points, 8 of those in the second half. Marley went for the steal. Drexler able to save it. Pack in trouble, finds the open man. It'll be Williams fouled by Chambers. Chambers committing his second foul as he trots in disbelief all the way to the other end of the court.
Very aggressive defense by the Phoenix Suns at the point of attack, and they almost got a turnover, but at the end, Tom Chambers was stuck in a 2-on-1 situation. The Trailblazers make that pass to Buck Williams to get themselves back to the line. So the penalty situation has definitely hurt the Phoenix Suns in trying to get back into the ball game, cut that deficit. Portland now at the line trying to score easy.
3.6 seconds left in the third quarter. Buck Williams has 7 points and is 2 of 3 now at the free throw line.
You got back.
Williams hits 2. Full court pressure. Perry flings it toward the basket and almost went in. So that'll bring the third quarter to a close. The Trailblazers throwing back the third quarter challenge of the Phoenix Suns to lead by 7.
NBC is brought to you by Honda, maker of fine quality automobiles. Test drive a Honda at your local dealer today. By Wheaties. Better get your whole grain, better eat your Wheaties. And by the U.S. Postal Service, official sponsor of the 1992 Olympic Games.
Here's some simian encouragement for the home team as the Gorilla tries to get the home folks fired up. Cotton Fitzsimmons saying to win, his sons, just like a bunch of Hornaceks, they don't have the natural ability other teams do. They must overachieve to win. I noticed that Tottenham never misses a chance to needle Rick Adelman and the Trailblazers about all the talent they have.
The Trailblazers are truly one of the most athletic teams in the NBA, and Rick Adelman does not like people pointing that out, saying that, you know, that's the reason that Phoenix is good and they're not quite so good.
3-point shooting, 7 of 13, the Blazers. Phoenix 2 of 6, as you saw. Pack and Knight, the backup point guards matched up now. You see the clock under 9 minutes.
Robinson against Moostown. He'll try to go to the basket, draws the foul.
Let's go to Joe Myers on the sideline.
Tom, I was just behind the Blazer bench. They're really pleased with the play of Robert Pack, involving him as they were diagramming plays during the timeout. The biggest positive, they're giving Terry Porter valuable time right now to take a break before the final 6-7 minutes, the crunch time. Pack coming through for them.
There's Porter on the bench, encouraging Robert Pack and his Blazer teammates. Pack played in that Southern California Summer League, and the Blazers discovered him there, and he's been quite a find. Sort of unknown even when he played at Southern Cal, but really burst on the scene nationally with 15 points against the Timberwolves back in November. He was the player of the game.
He was a huge force in that ball game. The Trailblazers are down. Looks like they were going to lose it, and with his defensive and offensive work, they got Portland the momentum and a chance to win a ball game.
Marley posting up, turns and fires short, missed everything over Drexler. Ames takes it the other way with a pass to Robinson. Pack. Oh, free move. Robinson to Pack. And there is Robert Pack contributing right away. And it's a 106-95 lead.
Now the Suns have slowed down. They're going to get a foul against Danny Ainge attacking Miguel Knight. Knight's going to have to come out of the ball game. They're looking for Kevin Johnson to come back in. But it was a nice lead for Robert Pack that got him a chance to turn the corner and get to the window. He scores his first 2 from the field this afternoon.
Robert Pack, as Cotton Fitzsimmons comes back with Tim Perry and Kevin Johnson now for one final drive against this Trailblazer lead. Chambers will step to the line. 8:04 left in the game.
Fouls on number 14, Robert Pack. His first,
Pack reached in against Tom Chambers, and that will put him on the line. What Pack is very good at is pressuring the basketball. We'll see how Kevin Johnson, who's now gotten need on the last exchange, getting some treatment over there by Joe Pronsky, responds to the challenge of Robert Pack attacking him.
Chambers, good performance, and is getting his fourth quarter minutes as Cotton now facing an uphill battle against the Blazers. Goes without a center. He's got 3 forwards, Marley, Chambers, and Perry in the game, along with KJ and Hornacek.
Perry will be the shot blocker in this trio, but what he needs is people that can play the passing lane, force some turnovers, and score at the other end.
Chambers hits at the line. It's 106-97. Pack can't slow him down, but then he misses the shot. Here's Danny Ainge. Drexler.
That ball ricocheted past to Drexler. They were fortunate to get it back.
He's a cool shot.
They got Robinson down on the box. Couldn't cash.
Marley in front court for the Suns. Hornacek fakes, dishes to KJ. Back to Hornacek from 16. No good. On the floor, Chambers has it.
But you don't want to gamble on him getting a chance to get above the rim and throw it down. That's what they did, and the Trailblazers want to talk about it.
Rick Adelman and the Trailblazers putting Phoenix 14-game home winning streak in jeopardy. All right, Charlie, we'll be coming your way after the final 7 minutes, 12 seconds. Here's Tim Perry with that baseline slam.
Again, it's a penetration of Kevin Johnson that draws the attention. You see the fourth quarter minutes that Tim Perry certainly has earned his. Tom Chambers gets a chance to play when the game's on the line. Robinson trying to catch and snap, throw that one down, couldn't catch the ball.
So Robinson can't catch that lob attempt, and the Suns trying to cut into the 7-point deficit. Chambers can hit that one off the front of the rim. Perry saves it. Ames scrapping with him, out of bounds. Who hit it? Oh, they say Perry touched the glass.
The ball comes off the rim. Perry has it. Danny Ainge will reach in, and Perry had control of the ball as he stepped out of bounds. Then he came back in. They got a conversation, and they're going to call it a jump ball. But you can't come out of bounds, inbound, without somebody else touching the basketball.
Well, finally, they settle on a jump ball situation.
Perry should control the tap. The Trailblazers, if they want the ball, have to look to gamble. Robinson gets it.
Yeah, Robinson got the tap.
They're going to say he stole it. Hit it on the way up. The key for both teams is they've got to play. They can't look to the officials to bail them out. They've got to be aggressive in what they want to do. Hornacek has suddenly caught fire. He's looking to score the ball.
KJ fumbled the pass. Now there's the penetration and the dish. Marley got it and a foul.
Broken plays can be beneficial at the right time, and that's how Kevin Johnson and the Suns score off of a broken play. Drexler trying to reach in, picks up the personal foul. Marley has been quiet after a big burst in the first half. He had 3 in the third quarter of play. He gets 3 here. Now has 20. 23.
And it's suddenly a 4-point Trailblazer lead. By Drexler against Marley, blocked by Perry, but saved by Portland. Ainge hands to Drexler. He lost it. And Chambers is fouled as he come out with the ball. Robinson, Drexler, and Chambers all on the floor fighting for it. It's Clyde Drexler whistled for his third foul.
Cotton Fitzer and Stolas said he believes in intimidation, and the shot blocking ability of Tim Perry showing right there where he was able to knock 2 balls down, keep the Trailblazers from getting that inside opportunity, now giving Tom Chambers and the Suns with 6:15 left in the ball game to go to the line. That's 5 team fouls. Chambers has not missed tonight.
Automatic 12 for 12 at the line. Let's go to Joel Meyer.
Tom, it may not be an artistic effort so far this afternoon for Kevin Johnson, but he is playing in pain. I just spoke with the Suns trainer. Suffered a knee bruise in the first half. Just banged it once again a few minutes ago. Every break they get, they're spraying ethyl chloride on the right knee and rubbing it at the same time. So he's favoring that right knee.
AJ playing in pain and trying to lift the Suns from behind. They're within 2. Tom Chambers 13 of 13 at the line. 25 points.
Perry has switched out on Drexler. Drexler turns it over. Drexler trying to pick that ball up, and he felt that he had the ball in. The official says no. So the Trailblazers have made a series of mistakes here and allowed the Phoenix Suns to capitalize. The Suns trying to tie it up in this possession.
In the NFL, that would have gone the other way, a reversal. Chambers off the glass to tie the game. Chambers wanted fourth quarter minutes. He's been awfully big today. Drexler rolls it through. Well, the 2 All-Stars coming to the fore. Chambers with 27 for the Suns. Drexler 33 to lead all scorers. And it's been a shootout between the 2 perennial All-Stars.
One of the things you cannot turn the Phoenix Suns loose with Kevin Johnson. Portland had done a good job of keeping Johnson out on the perimeter. Now he's able to find Tom Chambers cutting to the hoop. Chambers goes back to the line.
4th foul on Duckworth.
And you see Buck Williams saying, if I come out and double up and make Kevin Johnson pick up the ball, you got to stand in the lane before Tom Chambers can get deep into the basket area.
Chambers again perfect in 13 free throw attempts. The Suns have been on an 11-2 run to get back in the game.
and very quickly. It seemed as though the Trailblazers had control of the game and the scoreboard, and all it takes against either one of these teams is a mistake or two, momentum changes, and you're suddenly back in the game and almost on top.
Chambers misses after hitting 14 in a row. The lead won.
This will be the test for the Phoenix Suns, to be able to close out Portland in a close game. This is where they have struggled. Porter for three.
Kicks high and is tapped no good by Duckworth. Hornacek had it taken away. Out of bounds to the Suns. The Phoenix Suns look to be out of it for a time, now with a chance to take the lead. Chambers drives, dips the shoulder in. Good call. Offensive foul, Tom Chambers. His third personal as he knocked Williams to the floor.
In this possession, the Suns were tentative. They weren't certain of where they wanted to go. Chambers finally decided, I'm taking it to the rim, went right into the chest of Buck Williams. Portland gets the chance to breathe a sigh of relief. Let's see if they come back and try to give Kevin Duckworth the score. They got him out high now. That means they're going to try to run an exchange between Drexler and Buck Williams.
Marley made a swipe at it, didn't get it. Now a screen. Drexler picked up by Perry. Duckworth made the fake. Hit the shot. Kevin Duckworth comes through. He has 14. The lead back to 3. And Cotton Fitzsimmons and the Phoenix Suns will call a timeout. 4:06 left. Cotton trying for one more comeback. 4:06 left in a tight one between two Pacific Division foes. Blazers leading the Suns by 3. And how do they fare in close games?
Close games have really been the Achilles heel for the Phoenix Suns. Their history, and that's an indicator of it, that they don't do well in games of 5 points or less. The Trailblazers will try to keep this a very close game and try to close them out. Phoenix traditionally gets tentative. We see an example of it right out of the timeout. They got to come back with a 20-second timeout. So now they've burned a time and a 20-second.
Marley couldn't get the ball in bounds, so they spend a 20-second timeout. Gives us a chance to remind you of NBA action coming up next Sunday. It'll start with NBA Showtime, then Detroit and Boston. The Pistons against the Celtics at the venerable Boston Garden. And then on NBA Inside Stuff, special edition, the Magic and Bird era. And by the way, on NBA Showtime, to tip things off on Sunday, Quinn Buckner will have part 2 of that interview with Larry Bird. Perry, roll out on him, but he'll step to the line for 2. Kevin Duckworth now with 5 personal fouls.
When penetration has happened for both teams, good things have happened. They've broken down the defense. Duckworth tried to slide that hip bender. He was able to knock Tim Perry off balance. Perry at the line.
Is Tim Perry for real?
Tim Perry is definitely legit, and you can see that his entire game has expanded. What they want him to do is continue to be as aggressive as he has been this afternoon. And this afternoon, he's taken his perimeter shots when they've been there. He's attacked the glass. He's done a good job defensively, outside and in, gets both of those free throws to make it a one-point game.
20 points for Tim Perry. It's 110-109. Porter with a hand in his face, can't hit it. Pass to Hornacek. 3-on-2, Suns break. Hornacek decides better of it, and they'll set it up on the half court. Chambers, foul.
Quick hitting play that time by the Phoenix Suns. They didn't allow the Trailblazers to get out of the mismatch. They had Terry Porter stuck inside against Tom Chambers. They made him pay. Buck Williams could not rotate in time, and that puts Chambers back at the line, who's only missed once this afternoon.
3 fouls on Williams as the Suns take advantage of the mismatch.
One of the things that helps you on the way to coming back and getting on top of an opponent, particularly at home, is having that opponent get you into the penalty early. at 6:15. That's where the Phoenix Suns were against the Trailblazers. They are a good free throw shooting team. They've made Portland pay. Chambers trying to push it to a 1-point lead for Phoenix.
And the Suns, who once trailed by 12 points in the third quarter, have roared back to take the lead by 1. First lead of the second half for Phoenix.
The key in close ball games is to make aggressive decisions. Dan Marley trying to reach in, picks up the foul, but the Suns can be aggressive. They only have 2 team fouls before that one. Marley, Hornacek, Johnson, all very good in the passing lane, and if they make a mistake, they're hoping that Tim Perry can erase it. You see Marley gamble on the play.
Third foul on Marley.
Now Duckworth has got Tom Chambers guarding him. He can overpower him. Doesn't get the shot to go in. Drexler.
Blocked by Perry. Williams rolled up. Duckworth had it ripped away, and Duckworth and Chambers square off. And a technical on Duckworth. Rick Adelman is incensed. He's all the way out at the free throw line.
Both teams want this game. Perry has been a force down the stretch. Duckworth reaches out, gets that one, goes up, and you'll see right here the push off by Kevin Duckworth.
Technical foul has been assessed to double zero. How about Chambers gave as much as he got right there, actually. Yep, look at Chambers leaning in. Duckworth pushes him back, and of course, it's the man who retaliates and gets nabbed. Hornacek will be at the free throw line. Hornacek hits 92% on the season, 4th in the NBA, and true to form, sinks it to give the Suns a 2-point lead.
Buck Williams had missed his shot. Duckworth got the ball. Now Chambers comes into him, and then after leaning into him, gave a little shove. Duckworth responds.
3 minutes left in the game. Here's Duckworth against Chambers again. Bodies him, and a whistle and a foul on Chambers.
With the same position. Chambers cannot stop Duckworth from backing in and getting a shot. He physically is going to be overmatched and overpowered. Portland came back with the same play for Duckworth. This time he takes his best shot, which is a jump hook. He'll go to the line with a chance to tie the ball game.
And Tom Chambers, who leads the Suns with 30 points, 2 shy of his seasonal high, has picked up his 5th foul.
Suns have been strong down the stretch from the line. Let's see if Portland can respond.
Duckworth does on that first shot. He'll have another with a chance to tie. No good. Rebounded by the Suns, Tom Chambers.
You got to stop the ball. Hornacek.
Jeff Hornacek, who struggled early in the game, hits a clutch basket for the Suns. Right on his seasonal average now, 21 with 15 in the second half. And Jeff Hornacek has given the Suns a 3-point lead with 2:48 left.
With Hornacek, he's going to be an opportunity. The Trailblazers don't come to him. He stops. Suddenly, after making that 4-point shot, he is red hot from the perimeter. He knew he could make that shot, nailed it. Now Portland has to come back.
The Phoenix Suns on a 19-5 run have taken the lead. As 2:48 left, as the Suns have come storming back from a dozen down to take the lead, and Jerome Kersey just left the floor with an injury.
Went down underneath, and Tom Chambers accidentally got him with an elbow on the way down. Looked as though he opened his eye. The Trailblazers come back with Cliff Robinson, but the Phoenix Suns, the rap on them has been that they have been a finesse team. They couldn't shut you down at critical times in the ball game, but they have shut down Portland, who had 2 outstanding, strong-scoring quarters in the second and the third. Now it's on Portland to try to get that rhythm back.
And the Suns certainly have been up to the physical challenge here in the fourth quarter. They don't look soft today. Porter double team. Duckworth left open. After several head fakes, he got his own rebound on the floor and a jump ball call. Hornacek Hornacek sneaking in to tie up Kevin Duckworth.
Duckworth had a chance, and sometimes he fakes himself out. He got real close to the rim and had to lay it up real soft, too close. Now he gets it back. The ball goes down to the floor with Hornacek and Duckworth. The Suns will try to gamble to control the tap. The Trailblazers have to make sure that they have people in the defensive position so that the Suns don't steal and break out of this.
The mistake Duckworth made was bringing it down where the little guys like Hornacek could get it, but he controls the tap.
Portland wants to try to get Cliff Robinson a shot. Marley again in the passing lane, knocks it away.
Let's go to Joel Myers.
I am back at the locker room right now, Tom. They are stitching up Jerome Kersey. Fortunately, the cut is not on the lid. It is just below the eyebrow on the right eye. If it goes overtime, the trainer just said he may be able to come back and play, but it's a pretty deep gash requiring a good number of stitches.
Drexler misses and then taps it home. 35 for Clyde the Glide. The game 1 point with 2 minutes left.
The Suns have been the aggressors at both ends of the floor from about the 6-minute mark in, and they have forced the Trailblazers to stall. Let's see if Portland defensively can stop Phoenix. Chambers.
Over Williams. Chambers with 32. The shootout continues. Chambers and Drexler. Porter. Kicks high, and Robinson slams on the follow. Robinson way up to get that one, and the lead again reduced to a point.
Suns going to come back at the same type of play. They want a two-man exchange, and then they want Kevin Johnson to create.
Will roll in for KJ, and he'll step to the line. It's been a struggle for him at the free throw line. Clyde Drexler whistled for his 4th foul. KJ at the stripe today has hit only 8 of 13. Drexler, that's the reason he wanted to be captain, wasn't he? Got his word in. They couldn't say, bring your captain over here.
They're able to have that discussion. Kevin Johnson has struggled at the line this afternoon. We'll see how he goes. The game is on the line. He's taking a little bit more time, chance to push the lead to 2 or 3.
That makes it 2. Williams on the rebound. Blazers with the ball down 2 inside a minute 30.
They have a mismatch, and they got Tom Chambers guarding Porter. He's trying to get inside, can't finish.
And Chambers rebound. He had the quickness edge, but couldn't get around Chambers.
This is a big possession for the Phoenix Suns. They can go up possibly 3 or 4 points if they can catch. Johnson's going to look to penetrate. Porter trying to keep him in front of him.
And Chambers has been the money man. Here's Marley and Reed.
Good rebound, Tim Perry.
Perry able to sneak inside and pull down the rebound. And we're down to 45 seconds.
Suns want to use time on the clock this time. They're going to come back with a 2-man game, Chambers and Kevin Johnson.
Here's Marley. Perry. Run down on the floor. Drexler. Blazers trail by 2. Drexler whips it to Porter. And a foul out of the floor. KJ got him before the shot.
Johnson picked up the foul on Drexler. He wanted to stop that penetration before they could get the ball there. Drexler, who's had a strong afternoon, will have a chance to tie the ball game. And again, free throws are huge here for both teams. We'll see how Clyde does.
He's hit 8 of 10 at the stripe. And that's his 36th point this afternoon. His next one could tie it. 26.5 seconds left. Tie game. And the Phoenix Suns call a timeout. 26.5 left. The issue's still in doubt.
Between a jam session you'll see on Inside Stuff and a jam session you'll see on another channel. These guys can really play. These guys can't. These guys have obviously spent years practicing. These guys obviously haven't. These guys provide fun for the entire family. These guys maybe not. Not your normal announcers, not your normal features, not your normal sports show. But then again, what's normal? Inside Stuff, Saturdays on NBC.
Tom Hammond, Steve Jones, and Joel Myers from Phoenix. 26.5 seconds left. The game tied. Here's the reset. Full timeouts even at 2 apiece. No 20s left and no fouls to give. The Phoenix Suns will have the ball. 1:17 apiece.
Strategy for the Phoenix Suns in this situation, 26.5 left on the game. They got 24 in this possession. They want to use all of the 24 before they put the ball in the air, or near all of it. That's why they're going to take the ball down at their end of the floor. The Trailblazers want to force the shot to come up from the perimeter. When it does, everybody's got to crash the board.
Let's go to Joel Myers.
Tom, just over at the Phoenix Suns bench. First option, Jeff Hornacek. Second option is going to be KJ. They'll try to set it up, though, first for Hornacek.
What they want is Kevin Johnson penetrating to get Hornacek the shot. They want him to break down the defense. He's going to hold the ball. Now, if you're Portland, you got...
Have won 14 straight on this home court. They trailed in the third quarter by 12, but have come back to tie the game at 1:17. Timeout with 5 seconds left. It'll be Suns ball with 3 on the shot clock.
The Phoenix Suns now have the ball underneath the basket with 3 on the shot clock. Now they still have the same opportunity. They've got 3 seconds, plenty of time to get a good look at the rim. That's what they want. And if they can get the ball going to the basket, then they get the foul. The guy that is...
Please.
Set up that last play for. Drexler broke it up, but in the process almost turned Dan Marley, looses the rim, took a huge save by Cliff Robinson.
1:17 apiece. Portland and Phoenix tied. 5 seconds left in the game. And 3 seconds on the shot clock for the Phoenix Suns. They have to get it up in a hurry. Suns fighting from 12 points behind to get back in the game. And with a chance to win it here in the closing seconds. And again, we apologize. The picture has gone out. Try to describe the action for you.
This would be a huge shot in the arm. Even though the Suns have won 6 in a row, they have not had close games here. And to close down a quality team like the Trailblazers, extend their consecutive streak at home to 15, the winning streak to 7, they would feel pumped up and confident about their chances after the All-Star break. The Suns will inbound the ball underneath their own basket.
Dan Marley will be the trigger man inbound. Looking in at a double stack formation. Marley flips it in to Hornacek, partially blocked and out of bounds. It'll be Portland's ball with 2.3 seconds left. And now they change the call. They say off the hand of Drexler and Phoenix ball. And the Phoenix Suns will call a timeout. The call reversed. It'll be Phoenix ball at 2.3 seconds.
The officials say Drexler got a piece of that ball as Hornacek went up very quickly, but again, they're going to the guy that they feel they can nail the shot from the perimeter the quickly. They don't have a lot of time now to look for quick penetration. You're either going to get a guy cutting to the hoop and draw the foul, or you're going to get that quick catch-and-shoot situation.
Once again, Phoenix has not been good in close games. 5 and 6 in games decided by 5 points or less. And welcome back to Phoenix. Clyde Drexler blocking Jeff Hornacek's shot, just getting a piece of it.
Our pitcher has returned at the most exciting time, and you see Drexler gets a piece of the ball. Ames thought it was going to come right down to him. It deflected off the side of the board.
Well, we have a chance now to take a look at our Miller Genuine Draft play of the game. Tough call. There have been a lot of outstanding plays today. But our Miller Genuine Draft play of the game is right here.
This was a real difficult catch and put back for Cliff Robinson and Terry Porter. Against the collapsing, reacting defense, Robinson was able to catch, locate, and drop that one in. Now that's what the Phoenix Suns hope for in this final 2.3 seconds. Somebody can catch and drop it in, and they can close this game out.
Well, in recognition of that play of the game, Miller Genuine Draft will donate $1,000 to the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund. Well, Hornacek was the recipient of that inbound pass and attempted shot last possession. At 2.3 seconds, let's see if they go to him again. Suns out of timeouts, the game tied.
What Portland cannot do in this situation is become so conscious of Hornacek that they let Tim Terry or Tom Chambers break to the lane and get something up in the air and throw it down. You got to make the shot come from the outside, and if you're beat in this situation, the Phoenix Suns have done their job.
And the Trailblazers, after seeing the way the Suns will line up, Rick Adelman calls a timeout. 2.3 seconds remaining in the game, 1:17 apiece. The winner of this game will close in on Golden State in the Pacific Division. A Portland win would give them a tie. A Phoenix win would move them within a half game. And we're standing by for the conclusion of this game to take you to the Bob Hope Chrysler Classic. Charlie Jones and company standing by to bring you golf as soon as this game is over. Cotton Fitzsimmons on one knee, diagramming a play while Rick Adelman tries to counter with the proper defense. And it has come down to the perennial All-Stars. Clyde Drexler 5 times has been an NBA All-Star, on his way to his 6th. Tom Chambers has been selected 4 times, and they were the men that came up big in the game today. 37 Drexler, 32 Chambers.
And down the stretch, Chambers with 11 in the fourth quarter play. Dan Marley does not feel any pressure. He's smiling. Drexler had 9. Now, in this situation, when they come back with the ball, the Suns have no timeouts remaining. The Trailblazers should try to put extreme pressure on the passer, make it difficult for him to see who he wants to see, and then make a little anxiety get in. They start thinking about that 5-second count, and that's when you get a turnover or a chance for a deflection of the ball.
32 points today by Chambers, by the way, ties his season tie. We spent a lot of time talking about his slow start, about his lack of fourth quarter minutes, about his numbers being down. He's on the way back, folks. He may be back off today's game.
Chambers has always felt that he was a prime-time player, and he's shown it today that he is prime-time with the game on the line. Again, the key for Portland is to make it difficult for Dan Marley to spot any of the Phoenix Suns, whether they're cutting to the hoop or shooting.
Let's go to Joe Myers.
They're trying to set it up once again for Jeff Hornacek if possible, but as Steve Jones was just mentioning, look out for Tom Chambers.
Again from underneath the Phoenix basket. Marley. Chambers turns, fires, no good. And the game will go to overtime. Tom Chambers got the inbound pass, turned and fired quickly, but off target. And now we go to OT.
In this situation, you're stuck with the catch and shoot. Chambers pushed out a little bit further, but had to turn and wheeled back in to try to locate the rim. Couldn't. Drexler catches the ball, and we got an extra period.
We'll go that extra period from Phoenix, and we come back 1:17 apiece. 1:17, ready for the extra 5 minutes from Phoenix. The team has fared that well in overtime games. Portland has a losing record. Suns at 500. And, of course, defense has to come up big in a close game.
And what got Portland the chance to get into overtime, Dan Marley was turned free. He thought he had a dunk for sure. Went in. He even made sure with 2 hands, and Cliff Robinson wiped it away.
And then, of course, that was with 5 seconds left, and then they got the ball into Hornacek, and Drexler got a piece of that shot. So the Trailblazers, with some clutch defense in the closing seconds, send it to OT.
This has been a tremendous effort by both teams responding to the challenge when they had to. Portland in the second and third quarters to get control of the game.
Suction.
Still no.
Leaves it for Marley for 3. Huge.
And Marley buries the 3. Penetration by KJ. Marley connects for his 26th point.
Cliff Robinson's in the post up against Marley. He thinks he can get a shot any time. We'll find out whether Portland goes to him.
Drexler backing, firing against Hornacek. No good. Chambers with his 10th rebound. Hornacek for three. Terry Porter for the Trailblazers. Back-to-back threes for the Suns. Porter all the way to the hoop.
You've got to continue to score the ball against both teams. And the Trailblazers have gotten two two-point field goals. The Suns have come back with 2 trays. Hornacek, he was begging for that shot.
He hit it, as did Marley before him. Here's Chambers. Perry kept it alive. Hornacek looks for help. They'll set it up again.
That's a tremendous tip by Tim Perry, showing you the live legs that he's got here down the late part of the ball game. Chambers to the hole.
On the pick and roll, missed the layup. Marley on the floor. Saves it to KJ. Chambers. Marley made that play happen. KJ then dished for the easy one, and a season-high 34 for Chambers.
Suns have come out with an aggressive charge with some shots from the perimeter. Here comes Porter.
Blocked by Perry. 3-on-2 break. Chambers. And the Suns blazing in OT. Charlie, and right now, Phoenix holding the upper hand.
The Phoenix Suns done it with Tim Perry, keeping shots alive, blocking shots. He knocks that Porter drive away. Hornacek in transition finds Tom Chambers wide open, and they have buried those open jump shots here at the first 2 minutes of the first overtime. They got a 6-point advantage.
With producer Tommy Roy, director John Gonzalez, Ross Schneiderman on stats, Tom Hammond, Steve Jones, and Joel Myers. Been a great game from Phoenix.
For Portland, the key is not to try to come back and get it all at once. They got plenty of time. That ball is deflected. They got 12 seconds on the shot clock.
Let's go sideline to Joel Myers.
Tom, they're trying to set things up eventually. Weak side to Clyde Drexler. Let's see if it works out.
As usual, Drexler's been the main man. He has led Portland in scoring 22 of 29 games this season, and again today. Williams laid it in and is fouled.
Terry Porter fouls on number 24, Tom Chambers.
And Tom Chambers has just fouled out of the game. Chambers disqualified his 6th foul. He leaves with a season-high 36 points and 10 rebounds.
Chambers trying to stay in the game, but Perry said, look, give it to me. Give it to me. They say, no, Tom, you're going to have to leave. So with 2:09, he leaves the ball game. We'll see how big a hole that creates for the Phoenix Suns with Buck Williams on the line with a chance to close in on the lead and make it a 3-point game.
Standing ovation for Tom Chambers as he saw his all-star pick up his 6th foul. Ooh, that hurt. And Andrew Lang, who replaces Chambers, has scored only 2. They trade a 36-point game for a 2-point effort. And after the 3-point play, the Suns lead reduced to only 3.
So they have taken one more weapon away, but Hornacek, Marley, and Johnson are the guys who will look to score outside. Tim Perry will try to get it wherever he can. Kevin Johnson throws it away.
Just threw it away. He and Marley misconnecting on the pass. Cotton can't believe it. Unforced error. And we're under 2 minutes in overtime. Porter, ball fake. Dribble, shoot, score.
Huge shot. Porter has been the Trailblazers' best player over the years. Stepped in and knocked down a 2-1-point game.
Season high 27 for Porter.
They want a screen for Kevin Johnson to get him loose and down the paint.
Marley lost it in the lane, went back down to get it, and is tied up. Jump ball called, 1:26 left.
Who has the best hands in all professional sports? We don't know, but basketball players make some tremendous dig outs, and you'll see they knock the ball away from Dan Marlin. He's able to get his hands back on that ball and then hang on it. Well, who has the best body English?
That man, he's had 19 years to perfect it.
he's working it. It's a little bit too short.
Marley jumping against Ames. Porter tip. And the Trailblazers have a chance to take the lead.
Drexler has Perry out on the perimeter. He's going to get by. He's going to get by now. They come inside to Cliff Robinson.
Around the horn, Ames is wide open. Three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Drexler, a fresh 24. Drexler drives, is fouled. Andrew Lang fouling Drexler as he moved to the basket.
You don't have much energy left at this stage in the way that Drexler has played, but he was coming home for the home run, tried to throw it down over Lang. Lang has got 5.
37, now 38 points for Clive DeGlide.
Only 1 minute ago, Rick Adelman was down by 7. Now he has a chance to go on top.
And he does as it rattles through. 39 for Drexler. 128-127 inside the final minute of overtime. 7-0 Blazer
all the way.
And there is Hornacek. Yes! Hornacek hits. He has 26. 1-point lead, Suns.
Porter wants this shot. Let's see if he takes it. Now he picked the ball up.
Ames against Hornacek. Baseline jumper is no good. Little Kevin Johnson with a rebound and a reach-in foul on Robinson.
Foul number 3, Cliff Robinson.
29.6 seconds left after the Robinson foul. Danny Ames took the baseline jumper and couldn't hit.
Ames got a good look at the hoop. Portland
First in the last 2 minutes.
Fouls first in the last 2 minutes.
Adelman saw that shot by Ames go awry. And now the Suns put it in play. Clock ticks down from 27 seconds.
The Suns want to use as much time in this possession as they possibly can. It's up to the Trailblazers to force them to go early and then be able to get back to dig out the ball should they get a miss. Johnson's going to look to create a shot for himself or knocks it away.
Porter did knock it away, and then a foul with 9.5 seconds on Robinson. And Marley will step to the line at 9.5, up by 1.
They got the penetration, and then the ball was poked away. Cliff Robinson could not make the catch, reaching in, trying to make the steal. This will be a shooter. Marley can get a 2 or 3-point advantage for the Suns.
Well, the count had reached 9 on the Trailblazers as the Suns took a 7-point lead, but they're still on their feet. No knockout yet, but Marley could give the Suns a 3-point edge if he sinks the second. Missed it. 2-point game. And Portland quickly calls a timeout. 8.3 left as Adelman's Blazers are still alive. Marley misses, and it's a 2-point game. And the basketball still going at 8.6 seconds. Trailblazers trailing by 2 points in possession of the basketball. Here's the reset. Blazers down to their final full timeout. No fouls to give on either side. Tom Chambers has fouled out after a big afternoon for the Suns. Season-high 36 points. And it's Clyde Drexler, the man the Trailblazers go to here.
The strategy for the Trailblazers is to give themselves 2 chances to tie the ball game or possibly win the game. Their best clutch player is Terry Porter. And Porter hit the shot to bring him within 1 the last time down. We'll see if they run a play for Porter or they come through Drexler. What they like to do is use Drexler as a decoy.
Robinson throws it into Drexler. He has 39 points. Spinning on Marley. Still going. Travel.
He traveled and trying to get his feet together so he could go up, and now they got to make a steal on the play if it is all possible to give themselves a chance to win. Drexler spins in. He wanted to go up right here, was off balance, and that's when he took the extra step.
2.5 seconds left. Full court pressure from the Trailblazers. Phoenix with the ball, leading by 2. We're in overtime. Marley's got to find somebody. He does. Hornacek immediately fouled by Porter. No one to foul Hornacek. 92% he hits at the free throw line. But they had no choice with only 2.5, now down to 1.5 seconds left in overtime. Well, he does look like your local paper boy, but he's placed a stake through the heart of many an opponent.
He is a tough competitor, and I think that really what sets him apart. When you talk about that walk-on and all those other things, he makes some huge shots and huge plays when the game is on the line.
Only 6 points in the first half, a big second half and overtime. He could cinch it. Needs one more.
Portland will call a timeout after the make. They'll get the ball at mid-court, but if you're the Suns, you let them have whatever score they want. The game is over.
Hornacek sinks 2, and the Suns lead goes to 4 with only 1.5 seconds left. This will be 15 in a row at home for the Phoenix Suns and their 7th consecutive win overall. Chambers and the Suns leading by 4. There's the game reset. The chances look pretty slim for the Blazers right now. They'll have the ball, but trailing by 4, we would expect the Suns just to let them have it.
And unless someone just loses their mind out there and gets caught up in the excitement trying to make a play, the Suns should give the Trailblazers whatever score that they want, and this game is over. It's been a tremendous game, and it hurts the Trailblazers' chances of extending their winning streak, but the Phoenix Suns really gives them a shot in the arm because they have not been able to close out a quality opponent down the stretch. Drexler for 3.
And the game is over. Portland had a 12-point lead in the third quarter, but the Suns come storming back, take command in overtime, and win it by 4, 132 to 128. Now this is Tom Hammond for Steve Jones and Joe Myers saying so long from Phoenix. You've been watching the NBA on NBC.
A promotional fee has been paid to